Hello Ratbags, it's Joe Plays Games. Welcome to a very special Fallout 76 video. I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning watching the live stream for Fallout 76 where they revealed a humongous amount of information about the game. We know so many answers, and you know what guys, I called so many of them answers right. You lot were telling me in my comment section it wasn't going to be a massive online game, it was only going to be a co-op game, 3-4 players. Well, stick that. It's going to have hundreds of players on the servers. It is based on games like Rust, like Ark Survival Evolved. There will be servers. You will be playing it with friends. There is going to be PvP. There is so much to talk about. I'm going to go through it now as we watch some footage of what happened during the live stream and me yapping over it. I'm really hyped for this, guys. I said this, I've done about 5 or 6 videos now talking about why this was such a good idea. I know Fallout fans are not happy because it's going to be online only. You will not be able to buy this game or play it offline. It's online only game. There will be quests, so if you do want to play it solo, you can do. However, there is big PvP elements in this game. So much to talk about. Let's go. It's the Access Show. Fallout 76. I was right. To all them haters, thank you. Honestly, you should see some of the dislikes I've got on some of my Fallout videos, and some of the comments have just been absolutely hammering me for believing in the initial report. And the initial report from Kotaku said that it was going to be a game based on something like Rust, where there'd be lots of players, survival, PvP elements. And it turns out it's true. So all them YouTubers that you're used to watching that cover Fallout for years, they all said it. They were all shitting it on it. They were all shooting it down, saying it wasn't going to be like that. It was going to be a multiplayer game. And basically, they didn't have a clue. But I did. I looked into it. I researched it. I looked analytically about all the points I showed you guys. So go and check out all them Fallout videos if you want to keep up to date with the best information about this game from someone that knows survival games inside and out, covering Ark Survival Evolved, Conan Exiles, and so many more over the last few years. You stick with me. Anyway, enough of me cocking around saying I am the greatest, because I'm not. I just simply believed in the first report. It's going to be PvP. It's going to be tribing up with your friends. You'll be building bases, you'll be building settlements, you'll be making sure your bases are fortified. Not exactly sure about exact number. During the E3 conference, he did mention hundreds of players and servers, and the servers are going to be running, for a good long time. They're going to be supported over a number of years. I will kick off with the other next thing I'm desperate to know that I got wrong. Release date. I thought it was going to be out in July. We saw lots of rumours and leaks from Amazon saying it was out in July. Now, there's two things with this. They're actually going to be putting it into a beta. Early access, just like every other survival game. And he makes a joke about not understanding how they work, or they just break, they call it beta, they come up with an acronym for it. It's going to be a beta. The actual release date is going to be sometime in November. And November is when we're going to see the full release of this game. Until then, we're looking likely we're going to see some sort of beta coming in for it. I could well imagine they could still announce the beta might come in July. They probably haven't got a final date yet because they want to gauge interest in it and see how much it's going to go on. And you can bet it's going to be difficult about what system they're going to put it on. I reckon they're probably only going to put the beta on PC. Well, until launch, they might not have it on Xbox One and PS4. There was no confirmation about what systems it was going to come to. Obviously, we've seen the pre-order stuff from Amazon saying it's going to be available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but it's not guaranteed that the beta will be available. So I'll dig around and I'll get as much information about that as possible, but I've already had a good search online and I can't find anything about the beta coming out just yet. But as soon as I get a release date for that beta, I'll let you guys know. And of course, I'm going to sell my next unborn children's soul to get a code for that beta if I have to show you gameplay and show you what to be doing in this world. Exciting stuff. You all start from this vault. That idea that you was a scavenger that just discovers the vault is bullshit. Everyone starts from the vault. You emerge and you're in a brand new world, a map 4 times bigger than the original. It's going to have seasons. It's going to have time that will actually flow by because it is an online game. So you've got to expect these sort of things to change. Different biomes are going to affect different stuff. There is 6 biomes or 6 areas, and this is where the idea of 6 factions comes from. So that is strictly true. Now, it does reveal some of the footage in some of the names of it, but I'll be going through that in another detailed video talking about all the different areas. Loads of different creatures, loads of brand new creatures, so many new creatures in fact, and they're going to be attacking you, they're going to be attacking your base, they're going to be basically out to kill you. Not just worrying about players, but you are going to have to worry about other creatures massively. There is going to be some sort of Mothman character. I'll show you a bit later on. There's some weird creatures I've never seen in a Fallout game or even heard about, so it's going to be really interesting. It is set before the time of all the other Fallout games. It's the Reclamation Day. You're going out there to, you know, start up new settlements. You could be starting the Conclave. You could be starting, you know, all the other new orders that are sprouted up. That's the idea behind this game. There is going to be power armor. There is going to be power suits. We're not too sure yet if there's going to be a VAT system just yet. You can see in the background, that is the moment where he announces it's going to be a massively online multiplayer game. I'm really hype and really happy because I think it's going to be amazing. I can't be negative about it. I know so many Fallout fans are salty, and I understand, I do. Like, it's a single player game, a franchise, you're used to seeing it. You don't want it bastardized, you don't want it ruined. But this is not a Fallout game in that way. It's not Fallout 5, it's Fallout 76. It's an online persistent world game where you have to scrap and get materials. They talk about the game being softcore. It's not going to be a hardcore grindy experience. I think you're going to be able to gather resources fairly easily, quickly, build up your bases. There is an element, a huge element, that will mean that needs to happen, because you have got the ability to unlock nuclear missiles. You will be able to unlock nuclear missiles to use against other people. Now, hold up, that sounds crazy, but it's an element of working together. You will find codes, and you'll also have to do a lot to gather resources and gain access to these silo sites, and then it'll be up to you what you do with them nuclear missiles, whether or not you'll use them on other tribe members or clan members or rival clans. It is crazy, but that is what's happening. That's the end game. Now, every game has end game. Conan Exiles has like legendary armor and weapons, and then you've got Ark Survival Evolved, which has got tech tier, and that's the end game for that. Rust, I imagine, has really high powered weapons and stuff like that in the game as well. I've not played enough of Rust to quantify it. So this is its end game, nuclear missiles. It is mental. It is absolutely mental. So they start releasing these short little informational videos. I'm sure they're going to put these out on YouTube. I'll try and rip them. I'll show you guys. We'll go into it in more detail. But it's showing the PvE element. You know, you can work with other people. You are going to be able to have tribes. You are going to be able to have big people on your team. But then, of course, you have got the PvP element. And this is it. This is the moment where you're going to be taking someone out in a Fallout 4 or Fallout universe, I should say. Obviously, it's Fallout 4 game. It is the Fallout 4 game, engine, style, art. They've spruce stuff up massively, but it is a PvP element. Look at that. That is crazy. The animations look pretty sweet. It looks pretty good. Like, in an online aspect where there's more players, sometimes it becomes very buggy and glitchy, but you can see how happy I am because it just confirms everything I thought. I'm a bit tired because even now recording this, it's 4 AM in the morning in the UK, but I really wanted to get this video out to you, and you can see you've got the tribes and stuff like that. No idea yet on how many tribe members you can have. The gameplay here only kind of shows up to 4 players, so maybe you can only have up to 4 people. That would make sense, kind of thing, with what's going on. But you can see you're going against PvE elements, you're going against other players, all the typical weapons. I'm going to have to start playing Fallout 4 just to get used to the weapons again, because it's been a while since I've touched it, and I really have forgotten a lot. So it would be good practice just to get used to stuff. But you're going to be running around settlements, you're going to be building bases. It's going to be really, really unique. You've got emote systems there as well, so all the typical stuff you find in massively persistent online games like Destiny, all that sort of stuff, crafting. You've got sloths as well. The monsters and creatures look absolutely just amazing. This is everything I've wanted from a survival game. Ark is great, but it's buggy, and it was made by a team that couldn't handle its success. Conan Exiles was just a money grab because they decided to look at the most popular genre, and they made that decision to base their next game on survival because they needed money to save their company. And it's an okay game, but it gets a bit boring, repetitive after a while. Survival games generally do. So I've always wanted someone to come along, a big publisher like GTA publishers, like even COD publishers, someone to make something where they would put the polish. And that Bethesda games are buggy. I know that. I truly know that. But I tell you what, people that complain about a Bethesda game being buggy, you go and play early access game for 2 years like Ark Survival Evolved, then come back to me and say about buggy games. Even though the game's been out, they're still buggy. It's crazy. So don't worry. These games are going to be much, much better refined than you would expect from an early access game. I'm hoping. Maybe not. He does joke and say it's kind of not working at the moment, or, you know, we don't know if shit's going to go wrong. But you can see the base building elements, put in defences just like you would do in Ark. This is all brand new to you. You've never played one of them games. you have to defend your bases. You know, you have to build up and you have to put things to deter other people from coming along. So in that respect, you've got to get used to this mindset. You've got to protect your shit. Like, you know, you don't want anyone coming along and stealing anything. And so having decent bases, using the settlement system for Fallout 4 is going to give you good practice, but it's going to be intense. You know, the way that trailers and gameplay show this is never an accurate description of what actually happens. You look at a trailer for Ark showing some PvP elements, it's all these nice little houses and villages. When you get on an actual server, it's nothing but towers of turrets, because the turrets just protect you. So you can well imagine it's going to be something very similar in Fallout, how it's going to work to stop people. But obviously there's no taming. You're not going to be wrecking people with creatures. It's all about your technology, and I guess that's going to take a bit longer to use. And this creature, this is the Mothman. This is the one I was telling you earlier. I am really hyped. I'm really excited. So if I'm going a bit everywhere, apologies. But it's just been a culmination of a good few weeks of just like really covering this game and being felt like the only voice that was agreeing and saying it needed to be an online survival game. I think it looks amazing. I think it looks exceptional. So I did tell you about the suits. You can see there we've got power suits, and this is basically how you're going to get your nuclear missiles or your nuclear weapons. You're going to have to get codes for it out in the land as you're progressing. Look at the machinery and the different types of things you've got going on there. As you kill NPCs or PV mobs and stuff, they will drop components that you will need to access these nuclear missiles. This isn't a case of just going out and killing a few enemies and finding something after like half an hour. I do believe it will end up being about what your level is, and it's not only that, you can see it's cooperative. It's almost like the test in Batman Dark Knight, where the Joker has people deciding who they're going to bomb, who's got the keys to blow up the other part of Gotham or the other boat. And is it the prisoners? Is it the Gothamites? And that's what it's going to kind of be here. You're going to have to work with other people to use keys. So you may not be able to like destroy everyone, but if you work together, maybe 3 or 4 smaller tribes can work together to take out the biggest tribe on the map if you find the right codes. That is really unique. That is crazy. And you can see my reaction because it's mental. Like, you could use nuclear missiles to go and blow the shit out of people that have been making your life a misery for weeks and months on end. It is crazy. Now, one element of using nuclear missiles is, though, it's dangerous getting the materials, so you're going to need plutonium and stuff. Once you've dropped a nuclear missile, it does look like these zones will become irradiated for a period of time. It may take actual in-game days or weeks for the areas to not be filled with toxic gas or to be survivable, that you could walk around them. Can you imagine half a map that's been decimated by nuclear missiles? I'm sure there's going to be a limit. I'm sure there's going to be a limit on how many you can use and do stuff, but it's crazy. So this is where they announced the beta and Break It Early test application, and pretty much it's early access. Now there's no news whatsoever about when this is coming out. I've looked and looked and looked. I can't find anything about the beta at all. It is going to be confirmed a full release on the 14th of November. 14th of November, and they're talking maybe possibly about one beta before then. I think it'll be a big long beta. I think they've done that in the past with Elder Scrolls Online. They had quite a big long beta. Obviously no other games had it. It is made by the Maryland Studios, the guys responsible for the main series of Fallout and the Elder Scrolls Online series as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see this in action and develop and grow. This could be the killer. This could be the game changer. This could be the ultimate survival game. Like I told you in my first video, this could be the best survival game ever. There is going to be survival elements in it. Like I said, it's going to be quite light though, and I can imagine why. If it's that easy to just craft these amazing guns and weapons, and there's all these different creatures, you're probably going to get wrecked a lot, and so you don't want it too hard. You don't want it to take too long to build yourself up. They're talking a lot about the pre-order bonus stuff. You get a map, you get packs, you get characters. They're even talking about a power armor special edition. I don't know if it was a joke. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's real. If it's true, that is crazy. I don't know how much that's going to cost. Maybe if this video makes me an overnight millionaire, I'll go out and buy one. But that's probably not going to happen. But it would be interesting to have one of these. So yeah, I'm blown away. 14th November 2018. We've got a beta coming. It's going to be out on Xbox One, PS4 and PC. No confirmation yet on exactly when that's going to happen with the beta. We're presuming it's going to come out on all 3 devices at the same time, and have previously done that with most of their games, apart from Elder Scrolls Online, which did come out on PC first. It didn't come out on Xbox or the PS4 for a good number of time. I think it was like 18 months or so. So I hope that's not the case with this. I really think they should go for it, go to town, get it out on Xbox. We've seen the popularity of Ark, you've seen the popularity of Conan. If you don't know about how popular they are, 12 million sales of Ark Survival Evolved in just over 2 years on Xbox and PS4. Conan Exiles has sold nearly 2 million copies. These games are big business. That's why Rust is still an online server. I'm still justifying it now because I feel the need to, because I just know so many people who've never played a survival game or are just really not into them are going to be looking at this and going, why play it? If I'm a Fallout fan, why am I going to play this game? I think because it's set in that universe. Because if you love Fallout, you love the creatures. If you want to see brand new creatures, you want to see brand new devices, weapons, items, you're going to love all of this world building. You might not like the PvP element side of things, but there's definitely ways around that. They did talk about servers. There are going to be lots of different servers. I don't think necessarily you're going to be jumping across like you do in Ark, where you can literally transfer your character over. Although it did mention that your progress is tied to your character, so if that does happen, I think that's what I heard. It was a bit exciting. I was getting a bit excited, but I'm pretty sure that was something that was happening there. Anyway, there you go. That is me waffling on, but giving you the lowdown on everything that happened. Coming soon, massively online multiplayer experience. I am Joe Plays Games. I'll be giving you every single detail about Fallout 76 now. I'm going to be covering this game in a massive way. Any bit of information, I'm going to let you guys know. If you've liked this, if you want to know more about survival games and early access, make sure you've got that like button ticked. Make sure you've got notifications turned on and stay tuned for the next Fallout 76 video. Until then, ratbags, I'll see you later.